You're listening to the Empowered to Heal podcast. I'm your host, Dina T, and I'm so excited to take you on a journey through stories of everyday experts as we share the ways we've harnessed the power inside us to improve the quality of our lives and the health of our minds. We're so excited to have you here with us and hope you feel inspired and empowered to heal. This episode is brought to you by One World Empowered. Hey there, tired mama. Do you wish you could push a reset button on your energy? Like, do you want to keep up with those Energizer bunnies that are running around you all day? I know. I feel ya. Coffee can only do so much. Well, don't you worry. I've got you covered. Now, just imagine a community of mamas who know the struggle and are working together to harness and reclaim their energy. We're talking about a true community of mamas who get it. Daily practices to jumpstart your days, accountability partners, group coaching calls to ground and recenter you throughout the 28 days. Does this sound like the exact dose of medicine you need in order to feel 100% again? If so, this program is exactly what you need if you want to be more present with your kiddos, if you think a new routine will help you maximize your time and you enjoy having an accountability partner to help you with developing that new routine and those new habits, if you'd like to increase your patience and energy all while reducing your stress and anxiety, and if you think it would be amazing to have an understanding community of mamas who get it and are on the same path towards healing. Mama, today is the day you choose you and level up. Come join our 28-day energetic reset for moms by visiting www.oneworldempowered.com/workwithme and click the Learn More option next to the Energetic Reset program, or just scroll down and click the link in my show notes below. I can't wait to meet you and witness you step into your full potential. See you there, Mama. Hello, you beautiful souls. I am sitting currently in my sister's old bedroom. I am at my parents' house this week while my son is on his 1 week summer break between preschool and kindergarten, and we're staying up at their house. It's probably about an hour from our house. And we're staying up here so they can help us watch our son. And so I am kind of reliving these experiences of being a kid, staying at my parents' house. And it's so funny. We're sleeping in my old bedroom, but I have set up shop in my sister's old bedroom, and it looks nothing like it used to at all. They even just recently repainted all of the walls to look different colors. And I was looking up at the wall recently, I don't know, 5 minutes ago, and there was a spider crawling up the wall to the ceiling, and I just looked up and it's gone. So let me tell you right now, I'm feeling a little bit anxious around where the heck the spider went, because your girl does not do spiders over here. They scare the living bejeebies out of me. They can live and exist and do their beautiful job, just not around me. Whew. Anywho, I am sitting here this has got to be the fourth time I've sat down to record this episode. And each time right before I record this, I have received a call or a message or some outreach from someone who was in need of a listening ear and maybe just some words of encouragement, really. And I absolutely I'm going to say this, it fills my soul to be there for other people when they need it, because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to need somebody. I know what it's like to want to confide it in somebody. And I know what it's like to truly need someone to be present and listen and bring value to kind of what you're going through, whether that is to listen, whether that is to offer advice, whether that is to just comfort and care for somebody. And I think that's really why I ended up in the field that I ended up in social work, is that innate pull I have inside of myself. And so I'm coming at you right after connecting with probably like 5 people today who wanted to kind of just confide in me and share what they're going through. And I don't know, it feels so good to me to be able to do that. And if you guys know anything about the Enneagram, maybe we'll do a whole kind of podcast spiel on the Enneagram. But if you know anything about it, I am an Enneagram 2 that is a helper, and I am a helper through and through with some really strong, like they call it wings, like really strong attributes of a perfectionist and an achiever. And anywho, I'm a 2, I'm a helper, and it felt so stinking good today to be present for somebody in need. And I think I also interpret this experience through a lens of like helping people build resilience, right? Like, I don't know, when you build resilience, you're able to get through anything. And resilience is like, I mean, this is not the Webster definition. This is in my own terms and kind of interpretation, but resilience really is an ability that we learn as we like strengthen our connection between our mind and our body, and we strengthen our ability to like use our mind and our body to regulate in order to mitigate stressful situations. And when you build resilience, you're able to weather the storm, right? You're able to come out on the other end with your head on straight. It's not about like grinning and bearing the storm. Like that's the wrong mentality. It's the mentality of being able to stand anchored in your belief system, your worth, in your passions or your dreams, standing firm in your goals that you're working towards, right? In the face of the harsh, quote unquote, weather conditions. Like maybe these weather conditions are like, I don't know, things that have toppled you in the past, right? Or they had you thrown in the towel, quitting on your beliefs or your goals or your dreams and retreating to a place that feels more safe to you. If we think of resilience like a muscle, oftentimes this resiliency muscle, we can just call it that, can become weakened by ongoing toxic and chronic stress. Like when we experience an onslaught of stressors that become our everyday norm, our body may adjust to the state of existing with that stressor, that level of stress as a new normal. And our brain and our body might begin to become overwhelmed, and stress hormones fill our bodies, and it's on a repeat cycle. like the stress hormones like fill us up, and then we're triggered again and they come back, and triggered again and they come back, and it's just like non-stop stress. And also when you think of like traumatic experiences, when those happen, that like force us to run away, to fight, or to freeze so that we can quote unquote survive an experience. When we don't have conditions we need to come down from that level of survival mode, then we might actually remain in that survival mode unnecessarily long, like forever. I'm just saying, unless we intentionally bring ourselves out of there, we can live in that state because our brain has not been informed by our bodily experiences that it's safe enough to leave the survival mode. So when I think of our fast-paced adult life and sometimes our parenting lifestyles that a lot of us lead, that you probably lead, when I think of that, we more often than not contribute to a state of survival and stress rather than a state of resilience just by the lifestyles that we live. Now, a state of resilience has to withstand a state of stress in order to strengthen that resiliency muscle, right? But in order to do that, we need to practice in ways that we can first control environmentally, like the environmental factors, before we put ourselves out, I don't know, like throw ourselves to the wolves, right? If we want to build that muscle and get stronger and learn how to be more resilient, we got to practice before we're literally thrown to the wolves. And I mean, I'm going to actually run with the literally thrown to the wolves for a second here. So if I want to become, I don't know, like let's say a wolf trainer, there's steps I likely have to take in order to ready myself to walk into the den of wild wolves, right? And I don't even know if a wolf trainer would really do this. Just come with me on this journey for a second. But I would probably start by exposing myself to learning about wolves, right? I'd read about them. I'd go dig into all the research, right? That's already been published. People have already done. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. And I'm going to learn about from that research, like how I should be exposing myself to wolves in the first place, right? I'm going to learn about their natural instincts, their behavioral patterns. I'm going to learn like those tall tale signs of a wolf that's getting ready to attack or a wolf that feels threatened. What does that look like? And I'm going to learn signs of how to tell that it's going to be okay, right? I'm going to learn signs from these wolves that are going to be like, all right, if the wolf's hair is not standing on end and the ears are not pointed in this direction, like you're fine. You're going to be okay. You can proceed with caution, right? I don't know. But if I learn these things, I'm probably going to be able to understand a little bit more about wolves before I proceed, right? I'm going to learn that you don't want to go into a hungry wolf's den, or that wolves travel in packs and you don't want to get outnumbered or surrounded, or you don't go near a wolf when it's hunting and eating, or it might feel threatened. And you guys, I don't know, I'm making this up. I really don't know what you should look for wolves. I'm simply sharing like the things that pop into my mind from personal experiences around just animals in general. And well, this might be my starting point, right? Researching wolves. And then I may begin to observe wolves, like in a safe way. Like move out of the research and get some real life observations going. So maybe I'm going to do this in a way that tells my body and my mind that, yeah, you're physically safe, right? You're on the other side of the glass. So triggering to my brain that we can continue to move forward in our observations and be curious and learn, but not telling our brain that we need to like survive because there's a wolf, right? We need to like run or fight for our lives or freeze and play dead. Then I might create greater connections and understandings about wolves in those those observations that we do. And now, until this point, I've generally done things that are safe, right? Things that don't trigger my body that I need to begin to worry, things that reassure myself that I can keep myself safe and learn what I'm interested in. I know how to create an environment to feel safe in. I might then feel ready to take the next steps and rock that boat of my nervous system, exposing myself to the next steps. That might be nerve-wracking, right? Maybe they make me a little bit anxious, like the freaking spider that disappeared in my room. But I'm still reassuring myself that I'll be okay, right? And this next step may be to begin working with a mentor to create experiences where I can expose myself maybe to an actual wolf, like a docile wolf, a pup, somebody's already trained this wolf. And I can build a relationship with another being, another person that I can create a sense of safety with. I can learn from and trust, like that wolf trainer is an expert. I can trust you. I can feel safe with you. And I can begin to practice how to regulate my body so that I don't give off the wrong impression or the wrong energy to the wolves that I'm going to be around. And this is a way of exposing myself to danger in the safest way I possibly can, right? Like we're moving forward with caution. And I don't know if you're catching on to what I'm like throwing down here, but we have to train our bodies and our mind on ways to safely take risks. We have to build up a system of knowledge, of understanding, exposure, right? To increase our resilience in this type of environment. And I feel like all too often in regular life, moving from the wolf scenario, all too often we put ourselves through situations that require us to pull up our bootstraps and trudge forward without thinking about the framework we have built thus far for being able to be resilient in the stressful situations ahead. And this thinking led me, like, I began thinking about resilience in my own life while thinking about this, and how resilience have actually like served me, and how I've nurtured my resilience. Because like any muscle, if you neglect it for too long, it becomes weak, and the surrounding muscles of that muscle, that resiliency muscle that's atrophying, the surrounding muscles begin to overcompensate and they become dominant. And this is like your stress response muscle. It becomes dominant because it's reacting all the time. And this stress response muscle that's reacting, shutting down, abandoning ship, that gets so strong, we gotta like build up our resilience muscle so we don't gotta like rely on that so much, right? Like, chill out. We don't need you. We're strengthening this muscle instead. I'm sorry we're relying on you so much before. Thanks for showing up to the party, but we're good now, right? We gotta build and practice that resilience. So anyhow, let's take this conversation out of wolves, out of what we were just talking about, and back to like this reality conversation. Stress about time, energy, money, and relationships are the most common things that influence our decision making in today's society. I mean, it's not from a research study, but it's from 10 years of experience, right? If you feel reactive to your surroundings, held captive and handcuffed by your situation, if you feel like there's no way out of the present moment and you can't figure out the next steps that you can successfully take to bring yourself to your goals and your dreams, then your resiliency muscle may truly be weakened right now. Like most of ours become, right? When we live in chronic stress. Again, resilience is not sucking it up and dealing with it. Resilience is staying strong and steady, trudging onwards towards your goal in a manner that aligns with your belief systems in the face of hardship. Resilience is a calculated response to stress, an informed response. When operating in the land of resilience, you're aware of the stressors and the hardships around you. You're calculating in safety measures and protocols to reassure your nervous system that you're safe. You are aware of how your body feels, the thoughts your mind is having. You're aware of those, and you're able to reason with and navigate both of these factors, your thoughts and how your body feels, to steady yourself accordingly on the journey towards your goals. Allowing yourself to take what you need on the way there while always getting back on track that you calculate as being the best route to get you to your destination. You see, when your resilience muscles weakened, you may get distracted by the information you're taking in. You may feel your heart race, your body get hot, your body tremble, right? And you may mistake that message as a threat and a reason to enter into survival mode, rather than seeing it as information that you need to address. So my heart is racing. I wonder why. What thoughts am I having? Are these thoughts true? Am I safe? Yes, okay, I'm safe. Okay, I need to slow my heart down. I need to do something to help my body feel safe. I need to practice ways to connect with my body to feel safe in this moment and honor the feelings I have so that my brain and my body can work together to achieve my goals. Now, you guys, grace is key in this process. We're not judging ourselves negatively. What I just said to myself, we're not judging that, right? We're just noticing. We're simply noticing and calculating our next steps to respond accordingly. We're not telling ourselves, oh my gosh, here I go again, or oh my, I'm so stupid body, why are you trembling? When we're just sitting in the house and we're all safe, or oh my gosh, I can't do this. We're not saying any of those things, because if we're not giving ourselves grace, we're giving ourselves mixed messages. So grace looks like, okay, I notice my body is trembling. What does that mean? Am I physically safe right now? Yes? Okay. All right. Let's breathe. Let's do the things that help me feel safe. Let's find a way to communicate to my body that it's okay and that we can release the trembling, right? And if you ask yourself, am I safe? And your answer is a no, you're no longer physically safe, then it's time to respond accordingly to that message, right? What do I need to do in order to become safe? But what I'm talking about here is not when you're physically unsafe. It's when you are physically safe. Can you feel safe? Can your body show symptoms and physical reactions of being safe? So, how do we strengthen our resiliency muscle? Well, with practice, right? Everything comes with practice. And practice in moments where we're not in the wolf's den. Practice when we're researching and we're on the other side of that glass and we're with our mentor that we feel safe with, right? We practice in controlled environments with support systems around us, practicing tools to regulate our body so our mind and our body are operating in alignment with our reality, okay? As a mom, I often find myself, like, I look at my son and think about the concept of resilience. This is absolutely phenomenal to me, okay? Like, he has a safe, loving home to grow up in, 2 parents who are in alignment in the way they parent. He's got friends, he's got safe teachers, new experiences every single day. He just turned 5 yesterday. He has new experiences every single day of his little life. Every day. And he has the foundations he needs to enter into these new experiences where he literally has no idea what the outcome is going to be. And he does it with confidence, showing up as himself each and every time, trusting in the foundation that we've built for him, right? As adults, we may or may not have had the same safe or supportive upbringing that I'm describing for my son. And if not, you likely need to build this foundation for yourself. And if you did have a safe and supportive experience in childhood, then you may have some trust in the universe around you to understand how you can manufacture the environmental and supportive factors you need in order to maintain resilience. I had this type of support system growing up, right? I had that in my parents. I had that in the neighborhood we lived in and the schools I attended. But as I entered into adulthood, I was exposed to realities so different from my own, and it confused my nervous system. Like, I've always been pretty apprehensive person. I've been shy. I've been timid, right? But I knew that I was safe and I knew I could control what felt safe for me so that I could do hard things growing up. And as I entered into the world of social work, so when I was in college, I became exposed to trauma literally at every angle through learning social work. I started my first internship in a domestic violence shelter. And that's coming from a girl who had not spent time in a shelter like that. And I was hearing real life horror stories and seeing the physical trauma associated with the reality of surviving these types of traumas for women and for their children. And oh my God, this did such a number on me. I experienced what you can describe as secondary trauma. And I literally, I heard the stories. I saw gruesome reality of it. I saw women battered and children battered to the nth degree coming through those doors, right? Sharing their real life experience and recalling it. And I began experiencing physical symptoms. The person who's safe sitting at the table with these women and children, I all of a sudden began experiencing physical symptoms of panic and of stress. And my brain always calculated the worst case scenarios and began trying to combat them, even though we were physically safe, even though I was safe. These women's stories were not my own. And I had the trauma reaction. And when this occurred, I had to relearn how to create a safe foundation for myself within my body and within my mind. And y'all, this was hard, but I knew I had to do it in order to survive as an empath in the field of social work, right? The field I felt called to work in. And that's when I put the factors I listed earlier into work, right? The factors of practicing, regulating, and building resilience. And there are 3 factors. 1, controlling my environment. 2, building and using my support system. And 3, practicing tools to regulate my body so my mind and my body could operate in alignment with reality, right? Not my catastrophic thinking. And I do these things every single day, okay? I have to do them to this day in order to do the work I do, in order to be a mom with all of my anxiety that's come up in my life as I walked into motherhood. But sometimes I have to remind myself to do them. Sometimes I notice physically that I'm dysregulated and I'm offbeat, right? Sometimes I see myself like retreating into myself or like dreaming of running away from it all. And when I become aware of this, I have to talk myself through what to do. And sometimes that means reaching out to my support system and they remind me what I need to do if I can't get there myself, right? So that's what it means to build a support system around you. I have 2 like ride or die sister best friends. They're like, I don't know, they live close to me and they're a part of my every single day life, whether it's text exchanges, phone calls, or actually seeing each other. And sometimes I message them and I'm like, I am in a funk. And what they respond with is words of encouragement and have you done X, Y, and Z? And typically I'm like, all right, thank you. I needed to hear that. And now I'll be right back. I'm going to go do that. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to how I feel afterwards, right? And thank goodness I have those people in my life to do that. If you don't have people in your life to do that with, it's time to start building that connection and that support system. If your environment does not feel safe to you, it's time to start building an environment that does. If you do not feel like you have the practice tools you need to regulate your body and your mind, help them work together to get through stressful situations and build resilience, you have to practice that, right? You have to build that tool. Do you catch on to the theme here? It's building, practicing, creating these things for yourself. These 3 things, a controlled environment, a support system, and mind-body connection, these 3 things will strengthen your resiliency muscle. These 3 things, oh my God, I see the spider. Sorry, it made its way all the way down the curtain from the ceiling. Okay, back to it. Resilience, right? I am safe. Use my breath. I'm okay. I control my environment. It cannot hurt me. I can run away if I need to. But these things, controlling your environment, building and using your support system, practicing these mind-body tools are the things that are going to build your resilience muscle. These are the things that are going to help you get to your goals that you have in your life. And if you need help building these goals, like, hit me up, y'all. I will help you out in all the ways that I can. But more importantly, start creating that support system. Put yourself out there and try something new. Practice the meditation and the grounding exercises to root down into your body and connect your mind and body together so you can control what's being communicated to your brain rather than noticing your body out of control without you or your mind out of control without your intentions, right? Do these things. Allow yourself to experience uncomfortable situations in controlled ways. We're going to build our resilience by putting ourselves outside of our comfort zone. Just like our little ones. Our little ones have to go every single day outside of their comfort zone. They are forced to learn new things every day because the world is just that new to them, right? But they're able to do it because they have the 3 factors that support them in doing so. They have this safe environment, right? They have a support system around them that feels safe and is nurturing and helps them regulate. And they have somebody to support them with their mind-body connection. That's us as parents. We support them in regulating all the time by co-regulating with them. We pick them up. We shush them, right? We pat their backs. We breathe with them. We show them how to breathe. We help them reason with what they experienced. We help their body slow down when they're feeling scared, right? And then they go back out there into the big wide world, right? Learning something new and going outside their comfort zone. Because we have created this opportunity for them. We have used and nurtured the necessary components so that they can build that resilience. And so let's control what we can, right? We're going to control what we can in our environment and in our support system and in nurturing our mind-body connection. And y'all, if you're not safe, and you don't know how to get safe, reach out to me. I will help you. I will research where you live with you. I will help you find the phone numbers to call and the resources to guide you through that journey. That's the world I come from as a social worker. Don't be shy in reaching out to me. I will keep it confidential and I will help you. And that does not cost money to help you with, right? That's me caring about people and wanting. That's my number 2, my Enneagram number 2, right? So if you're not safe and you don't know how to physically get safe, call me and I'll help you through that. But if you are physically safe and you need to help your brain realize this, practice your mind-body connection tools, right? Connect with your support system. Become aware of your environment. Y'all, I hope this short little conversation is helpful to you. I actually don't know if it was really that short. We're at 30 minutes almost, but I'm excited to share this with you. Whenever you see a child, look at them. Look at them and see their resilience. See how fast they bounce back from stress. See the tantrum happen and the recovery so quickly. See how they run into new experiences every single day and how they weather those anchored in who they are, knowing that they're safe because that circle of security is around them, their support system, right? Their safe environment. Notice these things, become aware of them, because the more you notice these things, you're going to recognize how you can tap into that for yourself. Alrighty, you beautiful souls, thank you for joining me today. If you are interested in learning more about ways that you can do this, join my Energetic Reset program. You can send me a message if you'd like to. My email's in the show notes below, or you can just click on the Energetic Reset link in the show notes as well. Alrighty, take care, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you are feeling inspired and empowered in your own healing journey.